Hello, everybody.
Which channel is it?
It's set to English, so it's ready to go. So you can leave it like that. That's it. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to today's press conference. As Thomas has just instructed, if you'd like translation, the headsets are available, and there's two languages obviously on those. Switch over for Spanish or English. If you'd like a question for today's press conference, please raise your hand, and we will get a microphone around the room. If not, please just speak loudly. We're going to start at the front here. Okay, away you go.
Mr. Tuchel, there will be a new owner for Chelsea.
Yeah.
What do you want from a new owner?
What do I want from an owner? Oh. A strong squad and confidence and support.
James Savindra.
Thomas, how have you looked to try and bounce back from what happened against Brentford on Saturday?
We had a day off, which was maybe also necessary to digest it. We talked about it, but no special talks, no special team talk. We talked openly about it, which we in a debrief, which is very usual for us. We set the new targets. That's what you do in sports, no matter if you win or lose. It was a crucial loss, of course, and when we absolutely did not like what happened. It was very untypical for us. So we consider this also as the exception of the rule. We were open to ourselves and allowed ourselves still on Monday to focus on the match tomorrow, because it's what's needed.
Gary Cottrell.
No, Carlo, it seems, certainly not today, potentially not tomorrow as well,
Yeah.
because of the COVID situation. Similar happened to you in the World Cup final. You made it in the end.
Yeah.
How does that affect a squad in preparation for a game like this, do you think?
It does, but in nowadays you are in charge of media, of help, of virtual help. So I'm pretty sure he can do the team talks and can be in touch with, of course, players and stuff. But it's always better and much nicer to be there and to have the direct influence. This is, I think, what we as coaches love the most, to be in the middle of the group and be part of the group, and that we can constantly communicate, not only with words, but also with how you feel, with a smile, with a hug. And when all this is missing, it's strange, and then something is missing. I hope he still makes it. I had the information that he will try to arrive tomorrow in the evening. I personally hope he makes it. He's a big coach, big personality, and would be nice to have him at the sideline in these kind of games.
Nizar.
Thomas, I want to talk about Mateo Kovacic against his former club.
Yeah.
He was a wonderkid youngster when he was younger. He was a backup player for Real Madrid. Chelsea signed him, and now he's become a star. Do you think he's kind of completing that journey now with Chelsea?
Yes, and I think he's still completing it. He looks totally like a, what do you say, wonder kid? He looks like a wonder kid in training, in some exercises. For example, today he had an outstanding training session, and on top of it, he's a fantastic character, such a lovely person, such a nice guy, humble guy, and so interested in sport, and so happy to train, so happy to deliver for the team. It's pure pleasure. I was following his career long time, even when he was at Real Madrid. I was aware of him. I was aware of the talent, and you could see there is a next step coming, and I was sure he has what it takes to make it there. And I'm very happy that I have the chance that he's my player. He plays a lot this season. Is crucial to us, not only on the pitch but off the pitch in the way he behaves. You can see that he is brought up as a team player, and he is he knows what it takes and what culture it needs in a dressing room and in a team in a big club. And this is what he brings to our team. That's why we're very happy with Matteo.
Matt Law.
The atmosphere at Stamford Bridge was a bit flat
Saturday. Obviously, the result, even before you were
Yeah.
felt flat. How much do you need the crowd to give you a home advantage in this competition?
Yes.
Behind closed doors last season.
We absolutely need it. Yeah, we absolutely need it, and we need to be better on the pitch. We're the first to admit it, but we need the crowd to be better, supporters to be better. It was like this. We need everybody on the front foot. It's a big match. It's quarterfinals, and it's a big opponent in a big occasion. I think like maybe normally we have these kind of atmospheres like in evening games, in big matches, like throughout this season when spectators were back in, like the Champions League matches were like gave us a huge push in terms of atmosphere and terms of energy, and we need it is crucial in these games, and we felt it like you feel it in every away game when you play in Turin, play in Malmö, play in St. Petersburg, play in Lille. It's super hard, and it's much harder to play against the spectators as well, and we will face it next week in Madrid. So yeah, everybody needs to be on top level. We need to be the first one to set the spark, but everybody needs to arrive tomorrow ready to support.
John Southall.
Hi Thomas. How different a challenge are you expecting from Real Madrid from the game last season?
I think it has nothing to do with last season's game. Honestly, I did not look at it in the preparation. I looked at the last matches of Real Madrid, but we did not have a look in our last year's matches. It's so that maybe answers the question. There's for us anyway not a revenge, but for us it's not a point to prove again or whatever. Like we are out there to prove a point anyway. And to bounce back from Saturday's performance and to play and to play in the right way, in the way we want to play, to be physical, to be intense, to be focused, and to be in our very best, because this is what we need. We overcame Real Madrid in the last season, but like I said, it had nothing to do in the preparation. It's new coach, it's new team, and it's with spectators, and it's again good to go. Nothing.
Gentleman in the red jumper.
Hi, Mr. Tuchel. Álvaro Montero, Spain. Who will be that Real Madrid player in case you will sign for your team? I mean, that's the key player you said, I don't...
You love these questions, no? You love these questions. From your colleague, I got the same question, but the other way around. He asked me, whom do you want not to play? Which is more or less the same question. Yeah. So instead of being boring and always say, I will not say one particular name, I gave all the praise in your colleague's answer to your colleague. I gave all the praise to Karim Benzema, which I said, I think 2 years ago is one of the most underrated players in world football, and maybe not anymore, which he absolutely deserves, because he plays since how many years as a number 9 for Real Madrid. That speaks for itself, and what he did in the last stage to overcome the last stage for them, how he carried responsibility, and what a key part he plays for them as a captain now is very impressive. You could see what can happen to the team in his absence when they played the Clásico. So this is for sure a standout player, standout personality, but it is again right now in this very moment very unfair to Luka Modric, to Toni Kroos, Casemiro, and to all the guys who carry this team so successfully over almost a decade now, and there are huge personalities which I'm generally and genuinely a fan about, but for sure not today and for sure not tomorrow.
Be in sports.
Hi, Thomas. I wonder how you assess the current Real Madrid team comparing to the one you beat in last season. And do you think Real Madrid in Europe, in terms of being the ultimate team, has faded in recent years?
Well, it's hard to keep their record. I mean, they won it 3 times, this competition, and the competition is unbelievable hard to win, an unbelievable tough tournament, and they did it 3 times, and they trusted almost similar squad over a very, very long period of time, which was absolutely impressive and outstanding. I think it's normal that cycles like this change at some point, and this is what in terms of a winning streak and winning and reaching maybe the final, and this is what happened to them. But we should be very aware that teams with this kind of experience, this kind of flair, and this kind of quality can produce special performances and special nights and special occasions. For us, it's also a pretty special occasion to play against Real Madrid in a quarterfinal. So that's why we feel also pretty excited, and we don't lose too much sleep to think about where they are in Europe. We want to prove a point tomorrow again. We want to prove it to ourselves, and that's the target. And the occasion is special, and the opponent is special, and that's why we are very excited about it.
Jacob.
Thanks, Thomas. Andreas Christensen's a huge player for you in the run to the final last season. And you said obviously on Friday that you've seen the rumours about him and Barcelona. He didn't play on Saturday. Do you have any concerns about his focus at the moment? Do you have any concerns over how he might approach a game like this?
No concerns. Maybe it's not. Maybe it is a bit more challenging for him than normal, than in a moment where everything is clear, or like where you're fully committed to your club you play for at the moment, which is obvious, us and Chelsea. But maybe he cleared his future. I don't know it yet. But for me, it was very clear, even when we started, or like when I had conversations with him last season, in summer, in autumn, and through winter. The bottom line was, as long as you're my player, I expect you to be 100% committed, and I will not accept anything less, and I will not start into digging like how much is he now committed and how can he handle now, because this only leads to distraction. This is what I demand from him. That he was out on Saturday had nothing to do with him personally or the situation. It was a tactical choice to play with a back 4, and was a matter of characteristic of the players. But he is our player, and we want to have the most of him. And he needs to be focused. This is his job. He needs to be determined, and this is what we expect from him. And I think we can expect it.
Okay, last 2, Simon Johnson and then Tom Boddy to finish. Simon.
Hi Thomas. Hey, obviously winning the Champions League last season was an extraordinary achievement.
Yeah.
But given everything you've been through this season, COVID, injuries, sanctions, the takeover tour, if you win it this season, will it actually be an even bigger achievement?
Can you ask me again in the hopefully very end of May? This question, because before that I will not talk about the final. Absolutely not. Not before first leg in quarterfinal.
Is it harder to do that? To do it again? Because of everything?
I don't know. It feels terribly hard all the time, but it's what we love. I mean, it's the competition, and it is no other way than step by step. It's challenging. It's demanding, of course, also at the moment for us. But this is at the same time what we love, and what we can deal with it, because this is what we choose. This is what we love, and that's why we can deal with it. And it's nice to deal with it, and it's nice to have these kind of experiences. Now we have 2 legs against Real Madrid. This is a top experience for sure.
Okay, last question, Tom Boddy.
Hi, Thomas. Just going back to Andreas, you said you spoke to him in the autumn. Do you think that the sort of public nature of the contract terms, did that have any inkling on the outcome and the fact that you think he might be going there?
Oh, how do you mean it? I don't understand. Correct.
So where you spoke to him in autumn,
Yeah.
and everything became quite public then about his contract situation.
Well,
I think those kind of comments led to the situation now in the room.
my comments, or like.
Yeah, and the situation with the club in general.
Well, the situation of the club was pretty sure, and I think I gave you a pretty honest statement some weeks ago, where I told you that I think that he is exactly at the moment in the exactly right place, and that he should continue his journey at our club to become the defender he can be, and the real personality and of also in terms of playing minutes, the figure that he wants to be, and that he, in my opinion, should not forget who gave him, like where he comes from, where he has his education from, where he is home, and that, in my opinion, he needs that kind of environment to bring the very best out of him. It's just my opinion. I gave this like some weeks ago, but the talks in autumn, in summer, there are constant talks, because we are in exchange with our players, of course. I hope that my talks did not make him want to leave, but I don't think so. I mean, you cannot take these things personal. If he decides to continue his career somewhere else, it's his decision. We don't need to understand it. We don't need to agree. But we will not take it personally. That's what I wanted to say before. Like, until he's our player, and I will not stop demanding everything from him. And he needs to be fully committed. This is what we expect, and what we experienced, by the way. So you have to ask him about his decision, and what were, like, in the end, the reasons for his decision.
Okay, we'll leave it there. Thank you.
See you tomorrow. Cheers. Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Do you want to continue that day?
Team news.
Yeah.
Is Callum out?
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Pleased to be here with Christian Pulisic. If you'd like to ask a question, please raise your hand and we'll look to get through as many as possible. We'll start with Sami Mokbel.
Given the facing Real Madrid is never an ideal sort of situation, but given what happened at the weekend and the scenario and the manner of the defeat against Brentford, is having such a high profile, such a high pressurised game kind of the perfect recipe for you guys to bounce back?
Yeah, I think the game on the weekend was obviously a tough one, but maybe it was a bit of the kick we needed to get us ready for some really big games coming up. So I think the guys are definitely gonna turn it around, and we're still gonna be confident, as we should, going into a game like this. And it's not gonna be easy, but hopefully, that game will give us a bit of a. We're going to want a bit of it's just to get back out there as soon as possible and try to win a big game.
Mark?
Thomas was just talking about the need to be physical and intense and everything. I think Chelsea played more games than any other team in Europe this season. You're flying back from America and all sorts. How easy is it to sort of push that tiredness to one side and just keep going?
That's our job as professionals. It's what we do. It's never easy. Obviously, everyone is traveling, has a lot of games, and it's just our job to take care of ourselves, take care of our bodies the best that we can, so that we can, as soon as the whistle blows, we can, really give everything out on the field while we're there. And sometimes you just have to fight through the tiredness and continue to give it all for your team.
Mr. Pulisic, it's hard to ignore the fact that Chelsea is about to be sold. How closely do you follow the process, and the full consortium all include American sports pro owners? Is that good or bad, with more influence from the US in sports-wise?
It's definitely my job to stay focused on our team and the games that are coming up, because we have some massive games, and that's definitely where I need to keep my focus. Obviously, we hear about things going on and we follow it, but right now it's all about Real Madrid tomorrow, and after that it's going to be about the next game. So that's all we can really put our focus on as players.
Matt?
I mean, when the turmoil first started at Chelsea, everyone was impressed with the fighting spirit the players showed to get the results against the backdrop of all the drop problems. How wearing has that been, and could that have made some sort of damage as you come to the end of the season, because it was just backs against the wall fighting for several weeks? That must have taken a lot out of you. Can you talk about how emotional it's been the last few weeks?
I think the guys have done really well to deal with it. First of all, I mean, you could see in those, when everything was going on, the way that the guys reacted and responded and continued to get result after result. Obviously, this weekend was tough, but the guys have done a great job, and I don't think that anything's going to change going into the business end of the season. Even bigger games, and I know that this team is gonna step up and do the absolute best we can. And like I said before, just focusing on the task at hand, focusing on the next game, and that's all we can do.
Christian, last season you scored against Real Madrid in the semi-final. How much confidence should the squad take from those two performances into this game tomorrow?
We should definitely take confidence. Obviously, we got good results against them last year, and we're going to hope to do the same this year. Obviously, it's a big team. It's never going to be easy. Champions League knockout game, but knowing that we've done it last season, we've even won it all last season, we should feel confident, and that's our mindset going into it.
Gentleman over there.
Tomorrow you will face the Spanish team, and I would want to know how would you describe Azpilicueta's role in your team before this game?
He's our captain. He does a lot of little things very well. The guy fights nonstop. You can see the energy he brings to the team, and he's definitely just a huge positive spark within our team. So he's very important for us. And yeah, I don't have enough good things to say about him.
Nick?
Christian, Thomas was obviously talking about the reaction to the weekend, and given the run you've been on, and given that he sort of called the result of blip on Saturday, it sounds like he didn't overreact, and you guys didn't as a group. Is that the kind of thing that, as a coach, you can really sort of value in him? Because I suppose it'd be easy when a team loses to that scoreline for a coach to be sort of ranting and raving, but it doesn't seem like that was his reaction. And is that the kind of thing that, because he understands the context and so do you, is that the kind of thing that you as a group of players would really value?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we've all been through moments like that before. That's why he's experienced, we're experienced as a team, and it's not a time to think, oh, we lost one game, was kind of a crazy result. it's not the time to panic, to take that with us in the next game. We're just going to use it as fuel and turn around. So yeah, I think everyone at the club has handled it well, and yeah, we're going to do our best to react and bring it into these next games.
Simon?
Hi, Christian. Just interested in how you are physically, how you feel about yourself and your form. It seems to me, the club and country, that perhaps you're feeling as good as you felt since perhaps the hamstring injury at Wembley a couple of years ago.
I'm feeling strong, definitely healthy. Obviously, been a lot of travel in the last weeks, but I'm feeling good. Ready to go for tomorrow. So I'm really looking forward to it to continue. The run of form that the team has been on, and hopefully myself as well. So I'm feeling good.
Do you think you're in the best form since that run of games a couple of years ago? It's like America, that hat trick and the brilliant goals you did as well.
I think I'm happy with my form. I don't know. I don't like to compare necessarily. Was I better then, better now at this time? I'm just trying to be the best player I can be always. So that's where my head is at, and I'm going to continue to do that.
James?
Christian, you sort of touched on this earlier, but the fact that you won the whole competition last season, does that make it easy to handle these big occasions now? Do you sort of view it as a big European final that you've been there and you've done it already?
It should definitely give us confidence, not overconfidence, but of course, knowing that we were able to do it last season against some of the biggest teams in the world should definitely give us the experience and confidence going into these games that we need. So that definitely helps us a bit.
Yep.
Christian, one of the most talked about people in Europe now is Erling Haaland, because he's leaving Dortmund. You were in the exact same situation when you were in the same age. Can you tell us a bit about the challenge of having to do make a choice like that, and what you would recommend him to do or think?
I don't know if I would put myself in the exact same position that he's in now, but I think he's obviously a great player who has, I'm sure, plenty of options, and just have to pick what you feel is best for yourself. That's really all you can do.
Adam?
You've been at Chelsea almost 3 years now. This time you'll have a couple of years left on your contract. How are you feeling personally at Chelsea? Once the situation with the takeover is complete, would you like to sit down and talk to another one's names?
Of course, I still have years left on my contract. I'm feeling good. I'm happy here. Obviously, we've been successful. We've done some great things as a team, while I've been here. And currently, I'm enjoying my football, and I'm just gonna finish the season out strong. And that's not something exactly I'm worried about.
Question? Yeah, Matt?
Christian, you'll see that obviously a lot of Americans are being linked with the takeover of Chelsea. We've got someone with the Chicago Cubs, we've got LA Dodgers, Philadelphia 76ers, Cleveland Cavaliers, Boston Celtics. Any of those take your fancy teams? Support any of them?
I mean, if we're talking about NBA teams, actually none of the ones you just mentioned, but I probably don't know a whole lot more about them than you do, so that's it.
Gentleman at the back.
Hi, hello. Your coach said earlier that he hasn't looked back at last year's games against Real Madrid because he said this is a different team, different coach. What differences do you find between that team you faced last year and what you've seen now?
I think there's obviously, some new players, new coach, a new system that they might play. There are maybe some similarities in the team, but I'm not too sure. We're continuing to look at the team and trying to figure out the best way that we can play and how we're going to play tomorrow, and we're going to continue to talk about it. And I think we're going to be fully prepared for what they have.
Okay, we'll end it there. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.